I was one of the Native American children, adopted at birth and removed from our country's Indian reservation system. I was raised in a small middle-class farming community, but was never told of my true American Indian heritage. It was still taboo back in those early days. The years passed, and in 1987 I lost both parents. While going through their personal belongings, my wife discovered my adoption papers and she began a search. 5 years later, I was reunited with my biological Lakota family, living on the Lower Brule Sioux Indian Reservation of South Dakota. I am a son of two mothers and a product of two worlds that had collided, but I have an equal amount of love and pride for both. I'm Paul LaRush, and the stories you are about to see are an attempt to share this true American story of a hidden heritage.
Hello, thank you for joining us on Hidden Heritage. This week we are traveling to Greengrass, South Dakota to meet up with Arvol Looking Horse, the spiritual leader of the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota nations. Most people don't understand how Native American tribes are governed. The era of the great chiefs ended in the 1890s with the Wounded Knee Massacre and the death of Chief Bigfoot. Today, most tribes are governed by tribal chairmen or tribal presidents and a tribal council. But there still exists a clash between the traditional and contemporary styles of tribal leadership and lifestyle. For the most part, tribal elders who have earned the respect of the tribe over the course of their lives are still considered to be tribal leaders as well. And in many cases, both tribal presidents and tribal elders coexist in the same tribe and share responsibilities with leadership. And sometimes the two worlds collide. But the traditional way still exists. In 1966, Lakota elders made a decision to select and groom the next traditional spiritual leader and chief of the Lakota Nation. Arvol Looking Horse is the 19th generation keeper of the white buffalo calf pipe bundle and holds the responsibility of spiritual leader among the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota people. He holds an honorary doctorate from the University of South Dakota and travels and speaks extensively on peace, environmental, and native rights issues. Arvol agreed to meet up with us at his home on the Cheyenne River Reservation of South Dakota.
I am Chief Arvol Looking Horse from Cheyenne River Reservation in South Dakota here. And we have always been in this territory. In the history book, they call it Dakota territory. When my grandmother, she passed on back in 1966, that's when I became the bundle keeper. The bundle keepers before me, they live over 100 years. Today, this society that we're living in, this Western world, where our people are very sickly today.
When somebody from the mainstream hears the title of chief, they have a stereotypical idea in their head. But I'd like to ask you, what kind of responsibilities in today's world comes with that title and that designation of being chief?
Oh, the word chief, the closest was we were called Nacha. And Nacha means a leader that among our people, they got to earn in our way, we start with nothing. And we earn our way in life. And some people, they earn that right to be a headsman, a Nacha. Is a spiritual person. And they have to live among the people and be recognized by the people, be a Nacha. So in our traditional ways, they have to follow the wolf. That means the law of our way of life here. I was told by the elders that when I was young that Today they changed the chief. They call it the war chiefs. And through our traditional ways, it wasn't like that. But it was last 100 years that they call that this headdress a war bonnet. And that's one of the things I like to change today. I just, from the time I start wearing my headdress, I became a nacha. We stay in ceremony and do ceremonies and different ceremonies that we do in our territory or our reservation. Now we speak about our, like we're the First Nations. Our Chanimpa, the pipe was brought on this turtle island by the Great Spirit. Sent this beautiful woman called Tesami, the white buffalo calf woman. And in our, like my father was talking about, we never really told the people back in the day because that what they were going through at the time over 100 years ago. My great-great-grandfather was Chief Bigfoot, who was massacred at Wounded Knee. And a bundle keeper, they put that, they made a wapkaha headdress for me. And then they honored me. I was put into ceremony for 4 days, and the elders talked to me. Wahopukia for 4 days, be a bundle keeper. But later on, I realized it was becoming the age ceremony to become a age ceremony the year, put through a ceremony to become a young man at the age of 12 years old. So the 4 days of teaching the wolf, the laws of the chanupa, the pipe. So I never, they told me, my position as a nacha, a chief or a sacred bundle keeper, sacred pipe keeper, that I could never carry a gun or I could never run military. We did that ride in 1990. We prayed that there will be no more wounded knees throughout the world. There's hard times coming, and we need to unite, we need to unite spiritually. So these are all part of our prophecy that we're walking with today about white buffalo calf, the prophecy, the white buffalo calf woman. She left at Devil's Tower. That's where she brought that sacred chanupa, sacred pipes. And we want to change that name back to Matkotipila. Been going there since 1996 to pray for world peace and global healing. The white buffalo calf woman in their prophecy talks about, someday I shall return and stand upon the earth as a white buffalo calf, and white animals shall be born. The white buffalo calf woman in their prophecy talks about, someday I shall return and stand upon the earth as a white buffalo calf, and white animals shall be born. 1994, the first white buffalo calf was born. It was like a needle in a haystack. A white buffalo calf being born. We went to ceremony and we closed that it is true that the white animals shall be born. Go and tell the world the message now. They need to hear that changes day upon us. Earth changes, climate changes. We're going to see the winds getting stronger. We see a volcano, and once you see earthquakes. No more honorable wars. It's going to be all about oil, gold, water. In our traditional ways, we only take what we need, and the food. And the food is medicine. Our medicine is, we pray with, and we bless what your mothers is the sacred to us. Everything has a spirit. Everything is welcome. So in our way, this life that we live in our oral history is that to have a good mind. And we can't abuse our body. the mind, the body, and our steward has to be good. That's what that is, a nacha, to have a good mind. When I was young, I never thought I would travel away from the reservation. And that's what we were told, by my uncles and aunties. But there were some uncles and aunties that were sent out off the reservation. They came back from California or different places. And anyway, this is a big world out there. But as I grew up, I seen a lot of changes. I speak to a lot of elders today, and they too feel the same way, that changes that I see. And a long time ago, there's a lot of honor and respect among our people, and there's a lot of love and compassion. I did an opening prayer at the United Nations in the early 90s, 1993, and met a lot of, it was the first time I ever met world leaders. But from that time on, every year, once a year, on June 21st, we go to a different country and meet people from that territory. And the original people there, just like us, we have our tradition, our culture, basically the same, to respect, people that come. And we give tobacco, that they should do the same thing here. They should give us tobacco. So our tradition is pretty much the same all over the world, with tobacco and sacred quiet. But there's a lot of traditional people everywhere, and that's what I guess where we are. That now we need to honor the traditional people of that land, the sacred land. They too have a message. People always talk about 80% is all comes from indigenous people. 80% came from the medicine, came from the indigenous people. And we used to work the land and pray with that medicine, give tobacco to that medicine, and give tobacco to that water. But we live in a world that, it's all about money. In this world, everything is about birth. A birth of Chimaka, grandmother, a birth of everything, that new life. It's all the part of that 4 seasons. But no, our people will talk about boarding school, cutting their hair. Our elders, they never liked that. And we use that hair in the ceremonies. And so the life that we live, Lakota showed us how to live this life. So every year, and even the trees have a circle. So everything that you do in life, and go in that circle. The sun dance, they go in a circle. The trees have a circle. And, back when I was born, the elders said that, a good Indian now can drink a whiskey. But whiskey was given to people that signed treaty. But the thing is, like, our ways, you have to walk that Changlesh Kawaka, that sacred route, to walk in balance. And that's that red road, that Chankuluta. So those teachings, the wolf that we live with as that medicine people, spiritual leaders, we have to honor the sacred Chinumpa. Because the white Bopu woman, she brought that pipe, and she said, only the good shall see the pipe. The bad should not even see or touch it. And you can't. So there's laws that we have to follow. The wolf that there's sacred teachings and laws that we as medicine people, spiritual leaders, have to address. And if we do wrong, we have to address it. So in that Changlesh if you do good, when it comes around like that, everything goes in circles. And if you do good, they'll come back to you twice. That's why we have a giveaway, and there's a song for that. That was song for everything. But if you do bad, you need a shicha. so people can't cook correcting. And that can't remember. It's a way, they use chemicals to plant the fields. So that's what caused a lot of sickness. Now our body is not used to that, and our people, our bodies as First Nations or Indigenous people, our body is different. So we get sick easy, get diabetic easy. So there's a lot of I guess different ways to talk about this land that we're in. But for us, we want to maintain our way of life and get our medicine in a good way. The sacred bundle that take care of the sacred pipe. One of the ceremonies is a horse ceremony, and that was every 100 years is a bundle keeping, and I'm the 19th one. So our stories, that's what I speak about is, and way before that, the horse was originally here. And the elders said someday, they keep digging pretty soon, Oculus was there. So even our own blood, so like the scientist a few years back, they told us that the indigenous people that Turtle Island here in the U.S., they have a unique blood. And that's what my grandfather told me when I was young. And the horse nation, the vocal nation, they're animals. We have to respect these whole ceremonies.
Do you see, here in America, do you see our country coming to a point where they can heal and have a reconciliation for the growing pains of the past?
I'd like to see that. Because, I remember my grandfather speaking under the shade, talking about that someday he wished that he would, this country that we're living, so that everybody can live in peace. And we do house ceremonies, house blessing, and that our homes can be in a good way that used to be. So I guess his dream is mine too. Every year, in our tradition, like the buffalo, we have to always go forward. And I guess that's what I like to see is we need everybody to stand up and protect the water of life, grandmother earth, and everything of we hold sacred in this world. That our children can have a future, that they don't have to worry. Ashton.
Good.